Khalid bin Walid is considered the greatest general in the world. Napoleon, Alexander the Great, and Julius Caesar, at some point in their lives, have all lost a battle. But Khalid bin Walid is the only general in history who never lost a single battle in his entire life. And this is not just a claim by Muslims, the whole world acknowledges it. In fact, Khalid bin Walid's strategies and war planning are still taught today at prestigious universities like Oxford and Harvard. But what was so special about his battles that even after 1400 years, the world still remembers him? Let's find out. On the command of the Muslim Caliph Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, Khalid bin Walid attacked the great Persian Empire. With only 18,000 Muslim soldiers, he crushed a 40,000-strong Persian army with ease. After this victory, Muslims for the first time stepped out of Arabia and began to emerge as a global power because they had now conquered an important Persian province, Kuwait. When the king of Iran found out that the Muslim army had easily defeated his forces, he sent another 40,000-strong army toward Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu. But Khalid bin Walid, immediately after capturing Kuwait, had sent his spies across the region so that any danger could be detected in advance. These spies spread out far and wide and spotted the Persian army rapidly approaching. So, Khalid bin Walid mobilized his entire army from Kuwait toward a place called Ubula, which today lies in Iraq. Now, on one side stood 17,000 Muslim troops, and on the other, a 40,000-strong Persian force. The Persian general stepped forward and challenged Khalid bin Walid, but an ordinary Muslim soldier stepped ahead and killed him. Again, the Persian army lost its general before the battle even began. The two armies then clashed in a fierce battle. However, due to the Persian army's large size, many Muslim soldiers began to get martyred gradually. For the first time, Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu was forced to order a retreat. It appeared as though the Muslims were finally abandoning the battlefield. Seeing this, the Persian army, overjoyed with their apparent victory, aggressively pursued the Muslims. But if you looked closely, the Muslims were not retreating in a straight line. They were scattering and moving apart in different directions. As the Persian army followed the Muslims, their formations got scattered too, splitting into several smaller groups with big gaps in between. This is exactly what Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu was waiting for. He then suddenly charged with his cavalry through those gaps and surrounded the center of the Persian army, slowly crushing it. The remaining parts of the army were also crushed one by one. When the rear lines of the Persian army saw that they had lost the battle, they tried to flee. But as we know, Persian soldiers wore very heavy armor, so they couldn't run far before the Muslims caught and finished them off. This battle took place in modern-day Iraq, meaning that after conquering Kuwait, the Muslims had now entered another major Persian province. Moving forward was difficult because Iraq was far from the Muslim headquarters in Medina, making communication hard. Therefore, before advancing further, Khalid bin Walid established a new headquarters in the area. At that time, the local people expected the Muslims to plunder, loot, and oppress them, just like other empires did. However, under the orders of Abu Bakr, Khalid bin Walid returned all the properties to the locals and did not forcibly take anything. He quickly set up courts and appointed respected companions of the Prophet as judges. Justice was established for the first time in the region. Next, he focused on the economy. He allowed businesses to continue as usual, but banned interest, usury. He also imposed a jizya tax on non-Muslims. This was not a new tax. Persians had already been collecting taxes from the region. But the tax imposed by Khalid bin Walid was much lower than what the Persians used to take. Seeing this, the local people felt that Muslims were much better rulers than the Persian Empire. As a result, many of them accepted Islam and joined Khalid bin Walid's army. With the jizya and zakat, charity tax, the Muslim army became financially stronger. Many people believe Khalid bin Walid was only a warrior, but he also focused on justice and economic stability in the regions he conquered. Now, after conquering Kuwait, the Muslims had also taken control of southern Iraq, which was another huge loss for the Persian Empire. When the Persian king learned that his army had been defeated again, he gathered two more armies from the north and east and sent them to attack the Muslims together at a place called Walaja. However, the Persian king did not gather troops from his western border because that area was close to the Roman Empire, and he feared that Rome might take advantage of the situation and attack Persia. But Rome did not attack Persia, because soon the Muslims themselves launched an attack on the Roman Empire. Khalid learned that two massive Persian armies were advancing. If they united, defeating them would be impossible. Noticing that the Persians came from green, mountainous terrain, unfamiliar with deserts, Khalid led his army swiftly through Iraq's deserts to intercept the first Persian force at Walaja. The Persian general was shocked. Muslim forces were smaller than expected, mostly infantry with few cavalry. Their champion, Hazar Mard, 1,000 men, stepped forward, but Khalid killed him swiftly. The Persians stalled, waiting for reinforcements, but Khalid attacked before they could unite. The battle raged fiercely. When Persian reinforcements arrived, Khalid feigned retreat, luring them into a trap. As the Persians pursued, their ranks broke. Khalid then signaled 4,000 hidden cavalry to attack from behind, encircling and annihilating the Persian army. This wasn't the first time Khalid used this tactic. With this victory, Muslims pushed deeper into Persian territory. Soon, Abu Bakr ordered attacks on the Roman Empire as well. Muslims advanced so rapidly that Persia and Rome, ancient rivals, united for the first time in 700 years against the Muslims. Subscribe for the next part.